Monstro, an iconic basement boss having three threatening attacks at first that can all be quickly and carefully mastered to the point of consistently beating this boss without any hits taken. This is one of the best bosses in the game with a perfect balance of attack variety and consistent theme to all of them, difficulty for the stages and ability to master it. Monstro 2 appears only in the depths, making it another rare find because floor 6 is a set boss every time, and getting to Necropolis or the Dank Depths, I think, makes you completely unable to find him altogether. He's basically the skull of Monstro, which just means the skeleton of Monstro, even though there's the gourd thing, not the point. He has a bit of eye left to the right of his face, and he is one of the most disappointing designs in the game. Now, unlike most boss analysis videos, I'll open by saying, this boss is not bad. I don't really enjoy how he spawns sucker flies, but they die fast enough, and aside from that, he is pretty well balanced. But he's not Monstro, and much less a Monstro 2. Look at Blighted Ovum, look at Carrion Queen, look at the Hollow, look at this game, man. Post-homiest version, I think I'm saying that right, of bosses are lovely nods to the original, by now familiar original boss, and it makes use of the player's previous knowledge of the other boss to either trick or support that player in fights without needing to oversimplify things. The only thing Monstro 2 brings from Monstro is leaping, which like 3 other bosses are able to do at this point, and moving when you see a charging animation, which, come on, it's like 80% of bosses in any game. Okay, that doesn't count. So, I don't even want to bother with showing off Monstro 2's attacks, since you probably saw all of them while I was talking behind me in the footage. But here, you can do a small hop, big leap that makes either 4 suckers or an 8 directional shot, with the 2 resulting alternating, or charge your brimstone to the side of him. Ever since I originally saw Monstro 2, I thought it was some skeleton plus tech 2 version of Monstro. And yes, while Brimstone does deliver that, kind of, I think it can be a bit more detailed. We'll start by removing the 2 leap results currently in game, and leave it as a Monstro to use a Brimstone instead of the lung shot. Simple enough for a dying Monstro without lungs, right? So, here's what I thought of. The concept that instead of a blood tear wave, it's quote-unquote blood laser barrage, that idea can be taken further. First, leave the original fun of Monstro and the fact that he can shoot towards anywhere the player stands with his lung attack, and unlike the current Monstro 2 that only shoots in 2 opposing angles, 180 degrees from each other. Add some more sprites, or even make his eye bigger and have a locking animation to where you are, much like, the other enemy that does this already, Bloodshot Eye, the one we all take damage from, and we're not familiarized with at all, since it's rare, and this boss is such a good opportunity to introduce the concept 2 floors before the womb, and just think about it. Anyway, make Monstro give you the only evil eye he can for a second, then charge his brimstone right from what's left of the mouth, like a Zelda Guardian with skin. Ew. And if you want a bit more flavor, as the brimstone is about to end, start a short wave of tears that starts the same angle as the brimstone and slowly rotates towards the player into eyes from Super Meat Boy are. That's kind of what I thought of first. Next up is the big leaps. I think the small hop is fine as it is, but if I spark an idea later, we can come back for it. I'm now reading the script, so no, there's no idea, just spoilers. The big off-screen leap is what I want to focus on, so following these ideas, I think of something like a rain of blood. Easily and very obviously telling where Monstro 2 will land, but before he comes back to the screen, the blood rain expands in the 4 cardinal directions and locks the player for one corner once the boss lands. Those brimstone beams stay for much less time than the charged eye attack I mentioned previously, and by the end of those short brimstones, blood tears start flowing from the center of each beam and expand to a maximum of 15 degrees from each side of each beam, locking a massive area, but still leaving a considerable window of attack. If we want to keep the fight complicated, We can add a second option of Monstro 2 landing, but if there was no blood and tears as he leaped, you know what this attack is. And upon landing, instead of original Monstro Sickle of Tears, Monstro 2 will quickly charge 3 Monstro's long shot, like I kinda edited together now, about half as many tears than usual, rapidly in the space of about 1.5 seconds. Just a very threatening move that uses what you already know about Monstro and adds a bit more excitement and reason to rush forward. The fact you can turtle all 3 of those attacks very simply, but not right in your first fight with Monstro 2, yet probably when you encounter him the second time, and further, gives back a quick version of the long, lovely learning experience you had with Monstro when you first started playing Isaac, and same game once every 3 or 5 runs, because Monstro 2 is a pretty late game for new players, and even then it's still very rare. A guaranteed learning experience and a feeling of triumph over the name Monstro once again is a good hook to keep exploring the game and see what's to come. Challenge yourself a bit more often. And alright, so this was one of the shortest to the point analysis video, but at least I had time to make it the right way and edit everything well. I hope I did. I'm just writing script and day in advance right now. Maybe I won't even make the video. That sentence was also scripted and I'm now reading it. This sentence is unscripted. Whatever. So yeah, I enjoyed making this, working on the idea. Once again, sadly I can't really be the person to show you examples from within the game since I have no coding or spriting skills, but these videos are all open to discussion. Have any opinions, disagreements, the one comment that's a copy-paste of a trivia apart from the wiki about Monstro 2, leave a comment. Except for the last one. We all know it, just it's not interesting. Please contribute to the game design conversation I am dreaming of having once. Anyway, some Kirby music since I didn't make that as an end screen for a while. Bye bye.